everybody. Welcome to the Training, Learning, and Development community. Thanks for joining us today. We have a member showcase with Suzanne Shilton, who is coming to us live from New Zealand. Wait a minute. It is Tauranga? Is that how you say
Tauranga.
it? Tauranga. Okay. And it was the Bay of Plenty that you said you were from.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
That's very cool. I wish I had gotten that pronunciation right, because I actually looked it up. I looked it up on YouTube on how to say it out loud, because I was doing Tauranga, but it's Tauranga. Well, anyway, I'll probably never get it.
You're pretty close. You're pretty close. Yeah. We're quite passionate about our pronunciation. It's got to be right.
I'm sure. Let me give a shout out to some of the folks that are in the live audience right now. Joe Ganchi is here. Kim, nice to see you. Carlita, Tom McDowell, Ann, thanks so much for joining us. I'm really excited about talking to another New Zealander. No COVID restrictions where you are right now. That must be very cool. And and so has life just gotten back to normal? Is that what it's like?
It's this really surreal thing where the only cases that we have are people coming back into the country, like coming home.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone else is just kind of off living their normal lives. And every now and then you have to remember that there is a worldwide pandemic still going. Yeah, we're very, very lucky.
Well, congratulations. It's nice. It must be nice to be on the other side of things. Hopefully we'll be there at some point too. So I've got a bunch of questions to ask you, and we've got about 30 minutes to do this. Again, you're a new member. We'd love to be able to introduce you to the community, to other people that participate in TLDC events and support us. Thank you so much for being a supporter. And so I'd like to know, what kinds of projects are you working on right now?
Yeah, so I've got a few things I got on the go at the moment. I guess one of the ones I'm rounding out at the moment was a project to completely overhaul how we handle estate accounts, which is it's not a sexy, fun thing to work on. It is just how can we make this better for our customers and better for our contact center. So that's been a massive year-long kind of thing to deliver, which has been really cool to actually pull all the different steps together into one flow and take out the question of, have I got this right, or where have I gone wrong, or mistakes happening. If you make it easy, they can't make the mistakes, I guess.
Yeah, so it's a utility company, right, that you work for?
Yeah, we're a utility company, so we're power, gas, mobile, telco, so the whole shebang. It's a cool company to work for.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and then the other stuff I've got on the go is we're transitioning our LMS. We're working on futuristic training, so that's kind of a fancy way of saying let's change how we do inductions and bring it from the 90s up to 2020 or 2030, I guess, is where we want to be.
Wow.
Yeah, so lots of little projects.
How many people on your team?
We run a decentralized development and training model here. So we've got in my team, there's 7 of us, and then we've got other little clusters throughout the business. Yeah.
Wow, that's great. That must be there must be a lot of ground to cover working for a utility company, especially when you mentioned that there were, you guys, the different types of power and energy that you guys are that you guys probably sell or resource out. So it must be interesting all around being able to create training for all of that stuff.
Yeah, it is. There's so much to learn, and we're a power generator as well. So that it's never ending. I think you can never say you've arrived and you know everything in the company. You just can't.
Nice. And I liked when looking at your LinkedIn profile, you said you kind of fell into L&D and then you fell in love with it. So what exactly did you fall in love with? What's your favorite part of what you do?
It's that thing of you can't ever get bored, because you never arrive in this space of I 100% know how to do my job and I'm just sitting here smashing it out. Like you
Mhm.
always are having to like upskill yourself and like keep up with what everybody else is doing and trying to stay ahead of the game. So because there's always that constant learning, you never get the chance to like get bored and do repetitive stuff.
Nice. So, when you talk about you fell into it, can you describe how that happened?
Yeah, I was in a team leader role and I went away on maternity leave. And when I came back, they were like, where are we going to put Suzanne? I don't know. Like, what are we going to do with her? And so it was presented to me as like, we have a 6-month project here. We want you to go in and document all the processes for this particular department and like kind of try and do process improvement along the way.
Mhm.
And when I looked at what the project was and read through it, I was just like, this is a full-time role. This isn't a 6-month project. This is an ongoing thing. And they were like, yeah, we're just kind of calling it a project for 6 months so that we can get you in there and then we'll, extend it out. And so it was it was 6 months of me. Well, the first 3 months I was kind of figuring it out, like what am I doing here? How do I achieve this? Like where do I go to? Who do I ask? I was just this little lone wolf. And then after that I was just like, oh, like okay, now I see what this can be.
Wow. So, did you have any type of L&D background prior to that?
Nah, the most I'd done was just like documenting processing and documenting processes and like
Mhm.
like the side by side training people how to do their job and like
Yeah.
teaching them stuff, but not you know no professional. I haven't done any like proper training. Yeah,
So,
just
you
fell
not
into it.
only you not only gave birth to a new human being, you also gave birth to a new career when you came back.
Yeah, yeah. I guess so. I never thought about it like that, but yeah.
That's great. So, I had seen what you had talked about, like you've been at it for 4 years now. You still kind of feel like a newbie, but is there anything that you wish you had known when you started out, like that you know now?
Yeah, I think like I guess the first thing would be like don't do everything in ProMap. You know, don't document every process in ProMap. That's not the way to go. And know that it's okay to make mistakes and you'll be forgiven for them.
Hmm.
And it's
Hmm.
something I'm still trying to wrap my head around is that you know you can't always deliver mastery. Sometimes it has to be like pull yourself back in and just go with this is the time period, so this is what I can deliver in that time period.
Yeah, yeah, no, that's great. Kim is kind of wondering what ProMap is. Is that like a mapping tool?
Yeah, it is. Yep, it's a process mapping tool, which it works really well when you have to capture something at like a high level, but
Hmm.
it doesn't display like really amazingly for your learners. They sort of have to click on little boxes to see different things, but it's good for
Nice.
like high level or like cross department kind of documentation.
Interesting. I wonder. So is it like a project management tool, or is it something? Is it visual, or never heard of it?
No, it is a visual one. It's yeah, it's literally for taking down the steps in a process.
Hmm. Nice. So, and I actually kind of have a question that's related to that. Like, so you use ProMap? Do you use it like on a daily basis? Is that a regular
Oh,
tool?
no, I don't hang out with ProMap anymore. No, like I mean I have it, but no, I don't play with that one anymore. So we use like Articulate. Yeah, that's our main go-to is the Articulate suite and Beyond and yep.
Gosh, it seems like everybody's using Beyond nowadays. It's amazing that that tool has really gotten out there. What other tools do you use for what you do? I know you like to do video too, right?
Yeah, I've got Premiere for that, so Creative Cloud.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And anything else? So you using the Articulate suite, you're using Beyond, Premiere. What else anything else?
When it comes to like project management, we use like Confluence and Jira.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So those are
Yeah.
our go-tos. We've just switched over. We were in Asana, but the rest of the company were using Jira. So we were like, okay, we kind of need to transition over there. Like we'll have to say goodbye to the unicorns that come with
Mhm.
Asana, and
Right. Yeah. So Kim is asking, do you storyboard at all? And if so, what kind of tool do you use?
I've tried online tools for storyboarding, and I just find them a little bit restrictive, and I always just use my pen and paper, and I draw it out that way, and then make and change and adjustments as I go.
Yeah. Nice. We had Mike Peacock on a few weeks ago or a couple months ago, and he actually talked about how he uses one of those big desktop calendars, right? That he just flips it over, and the paper that's already been used, and that's how he storyboards on there. But he's also like a filmmaker and stuff too. So maybe that's why he needs a sheet that is so big.
That big, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, like
I don't know.
Joe
I
is
just
saying.
I have like 500 notebooks. I have one for like, okay, here's my to-do list. This one's my storyboarding. This one's like sorting out my home life. Like, yeah, notebooks for everything.
Yeah, so still pen and paper, huh?
Yep.
Yeah. Like Tom is saying here, best storyboarding tools ever made. Nothing beats pen and paper. And Joe's saying there'll never be an easy to use but totally flexible storyboarding tool. Yeah. I know that so many people have gone on that search, like constantly looking for a better storyboarding tool, but it always seems like it just comes back to pen and paper, like when it comes down to it.
Yeah.
That's great. So how about any projects that you've done that you're particularly proud of? Is there anything you'd want to throw out there?
We got an app in for helping out for our customers to be able to manage their accounts and stuff. And when we got that app, they didn't give us like here's a demo site or and so what was happening was our customer representatives were on the phone to these customers going like the customers are saying, hey, how do I get to this screen, or where can I find like this action that I want to take? And the CES just had no line of sight to that unless they had an account with us. So I was approached and asked to make a demo version of our app. So that was like an intense thing to screenshot every single page of our app and then create that functionality. And I used Storyline for that, and that was like something that I found really fun, but also super challenging. Just to how do you create the swipe across screens? How do you create the scrolling function? It was fun, and it kept me up. I would sort of stay awake at night and be like, how am I going to do that? But it was cool to be able to deliver it and be like, here it is, like, go forth.
Man, you must have learned so much about the tool just doing that.
A lot.
And
Yeah.
yeah, that's kind of what you need. You need like projects like that to really kind of push you to another level. I know that's one of the reasons why I like doing TLDC is because I can jump into things like that I'm not familiar with at all, and I just really like have to dive in and figure out how certain things work. And so a big benefit to me is just learning different types of tools and technologies and stuff. So yeah, that's very, very cool. Congratulations. So who or what keeps you inspired?
It's the learners, or it's the people taking our phone calls, and if I can do something that helps to make their lives easier, and they get benefit out of it, then that's what keeps me going. Like if you're not getting it right for them, then you're doing something wrong, I guess.
Wow. So who are your learners? Who would they be?
That's our customer representative. So we have
Okay.
in Kobu we have it sits around about the 250 to 300 mark. Yeah, and that's like split off into the little departments within there.
Wow, that's very cool. 250. Okay. Yeah. And there's 7 of you that are like as a team that are doing that. That's pretty nice. That's a lot of support, it seems like. That's great.
We're very busy.
I'm
You'd think
sure.
it's like seven people's enough. I don't know. Is it? We have a call center here, and then we also have one down in Oamaru, which is down in the South Island. And so we do have a couple of team members down that way as well.
Nice. All right. So how do you continue to develop your professional development? Do you have any strategies that you maintain on a regular basis?
Like, so a lot of our PD comes when we get given a project and then you have to figure out how do I make this happen.
Mhm.
And then, just connecting with other professionals is huge for me to, like, get their knowledge or see their work, or try and nut out how did you build that thing.
And I know that you connected with Kara recently. That must have been an interesting experience.
Yeah, it was really good. It was nice to be paired with her, actually. I was like, oh, I struck gold here. Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, yeah, I'm still working on that. I have that TLD Connect program, and it's my technology stack is there's a couple, it's a little rough, but I'm still like, trying to refine it. But I'm glad that you got in on that meeting. Just so if any of you in the audience don't know, we have this thing for members called TLD Connect, where you fill out this form and you get randomly connected to another member for a 20-minute, 30-minute meeting, a video chat meeting. And I just had it launch like last week, and I think Suzanne and Kara North met up in the first series, and that was very cool. And I need to find out if anybody else has had meetings. I'd love to know the results of those. But yeah, I do think that it's fun. I actually do something like that myself, like outside of L&D, just with other just random remote workers, and it's very cool to actually socialize and meet new people. And it just kind of helps dealing with this pandemic, especially I think for me, just the socialization piece. All
Yeah,
right,
and
let's.
it's good too when you have someone else who is experiencing this, like, similar things as you as well, to be able to, like, reflect and share on that is it's really helpful.
So you found a lot in common with Kara? Or?
Yeah, we did. It was really interesting. I was like, how did he know?
Yeah. Oh no, that's great. That's great. Oh, it's just intuition, I guess. I'm just smart that way. So, Suzanne, what other kinds of jobs have you worked?
Okay. So I've, done the usual, like, retail, hospo stuff, like accounts payable, accounts receivable, all that kind of admin-y stuff.
Mm.
I was a purchaser for raw materials for a paint company.
Mm.
And then since I've been here at Trustpower, this is my sixth role. So yeah, a few little changes amongst there.
Wow. So, okay, you've been there for 7 years, almost 8 years, right?
Yeah, it makes it sound like I move around a lot, but yeah, I guess I just did, like, lots of short secondments in different areas to really learn about the business,
Yeah.
and opportunities were kind of just like, I was very, very fortunate for the right opportunities to come along at the right time.
Yeah. Yeah. So, any of those past jobs, your pre L&D jobs, any of those help at all for your career now? Is there anything you can reflect on that you could say, well, that was
Oh,
actually good for me?
no, but like all of them,
Yeah.
you are, I think you always, if you don't learn something from it, then, you're not paying enough attention.
Right.
And even just the relationship buildings that you do in those, other areas is huge. Like,
Mm.
you have to be able to communicate with your SMEs. You have to be able to know how to talk to people. So
Mhm.
I would say all of them have helped me on my journey.
Wow. That's great. That's great. So if you weren't an L&D professional, what do you think you'd be?
Oh, I would love to, like, actually make movies. One of the really fun things I do sometimes here is just, make silly little Christmas videos for the end of the year, which are just for fun, but we get people, like, lip syncing and dancing and doing, like, stupid things, get putting people in jet skis and stuff like this. Which is like, I love it because I get to let my imagination, like, absolutely run wild and just do crazy stuff. Last year I got we jumped over. Oh, I probably shouldn't reveal this. We jumped over our health and safety manager with a motorbike. Like, that's fun for me. So
Wait, and it was work related? That was something you did like at
I
work?
mean, I did it in work hours, and it was for, like it was one of those like, let's just do this for fun. It's like morale building. So
Oh,
that was
yeah.
cool getting to like run the whole thing. So if I if that was something I could explore if I wasn't in L&D, then yeah, I
It'll
love
be a
it. I love
filmmaker.
everything part about it. I love the planning. I love the editing. I love the like everything.
Yeah, I'm curious because I know a lot of L&D folks that love to work with video, but I don't know of anybody that does like the TikTok thing. And I don't know if
I'm
you
too
do that.
old for that, man. I'm too old. I have not jumped on that journey. And like you have to be able to dance, so I'm not coordinated. Like it's not happening.
Ain't gonna happen. Oh, it's hilarious. Well, maybe we should change that. We have to take over that platform. It just seems so appropriate that L&D should have
Oh, yeah.
that
Here's some great learning. You should follow us.
on TikTok. Oh, that's great. So, most common misconception that people have about you, Suzanne, or do people ever have misconceptions about you?
I mean, probably it's that face that you do when you're concentrating and people are like, "Are you okay?" You know, do you need a moment? And I'm like, I'm just thinking. This is just my face. Or, I will come in and people will be like, you look really tired today. And I'm like, I look like this today. Like, this is just my face. I've accepted it. Like,
That's hilarious. I love that. I love that. See, there you go. There's a TikTok video. You can like do your face and like share it out there. And
oh, no, no. Like, let's not document it. Like,
yeah, there you
it's
go.
bad enough in person. Like,
Joe's calling it the resting e-learning face.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
and Joe
thing.
would know. He's done some e-learning. He's done some e-learning in the past. In fact, he's asking, are you in Christchurch, Auckland, Wellington? And he's asking for a reason. He just posted that question.
Okay, we are about 2.5 hours drive down from Auckland. Yeah. So Christchurch is South Island, Wellington's like bottom of the North Island. Yeah, we're kind of like not towards the top, kind of in the middle.
Yeah. So you got that, Joe? Hope that answered your yeah, there it is. Thanks, yes. All right. All right. So how about skills that you're working on right now? Is there anything that anything you're trying to develop in particular?
Yeah, I guess I'm always trying to challenge myself with storyline and always trying to upskill myself there. And you can always be better at Premiere. Like that thing when I first opened it up, I was just like, "What is this beast?" and how do I tame it? Like I don't know. So I've like just been completely self-taught with the creative cloud stuff. It's just been like I want to do this thing. Google, tell me how. Yep.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Premiere and probably learning the shortcut keys in Premiere better. Like I always think like I need to sit down and memorize these and then I never get around to it. So
Yeah. Yeah, like the people I have a couple good friends that are incredible editors that use Adobe Premiere, and it's like it seems like they never touch their mouse. They're just always on their keyboard, like with
oh yeah.
shortcuts. I'm like, oh man, what is happening here? It's incredible. Oh yeah, Tom's saying a Premiere shortcut keyboard is a great investment. I can imagine especially if you do that
Yeah.
kind of thing for a living. So Premiere, nice. So you really are like on the video thing.
Yeah, it's fun. I like it. And I
Nice.
like to combo up. So I like to, put some, beyond into my video or put some, video into storyline or, I've done the storyline, live footage and beyond all together as well. And so people are
Hmm.
always a little bit like, calm down, Suzanne. But yeah, I don't know. I like to play around and see what I can make it do.
That's great. That's great. Great. So you're kind of like an e-learning geek, I guess.
Yeah,
A little
yeah,
bit. A little bit.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say so.
What do you think your best friend would how would your best friend describe what you do for a living?
Oh, my husband thinks that I create apps. Like and I have to be like, no, that's not what I do. Like, I don't build websites. That's what he thinks. I build like websites and apps and stuff like that. Like, no, that's
Sorry,
you're kind of
honey.
close, but no.
That's great. I haven't heard that one before, but that is, I'm sure that that's somewhat typical out there. But that's great. He's probably recommending your app building, your app
Oh
development
my
skills to
God.
other people.
I
Oh, my wife can build that.
Yeah,
You know.
you know he is. He tries to like pimp me out. He's like, "Oh, like you can create this thing for our business too." And I'm like, I can't. I
Oh,
can't."
wait a minute. That's right. You mentioned that you have like a landscaping business.
Kind of, yeah, yeah. It's like installing like irrigation and new lawns and like the most random thing ever. Nobody like grows up when they're little and like I'm gonna get into grass. Like nobody
Mhm.
thinks that. But yeah, it was just an opportunity that came along and
Wow. Is that something that you do too? Like, do you do that on the weekends or?
after we've put the kids to bed,
Yeah.
yeah. So you work, then you come home, then you like make the dinner and like spend some time with your kids, and you put them to bed, and then you do some more work. Like
Yeah. No,
yeah,
I hear you. I definitely that's pretty much my life right now. Wow. So that's fun. I mean, it gives you something else, I guess. It's a little variety
yeah,
and
and the stuff that I'm doing for that, it's the easy stuff. It's like the admin stuff, or like replying to emails or stuff like that. So it's not a chore because you use your brain all day, and then you come home and you're like, I'm just playing, like pushing buttons and.
that's hilarious. That's great. So Suzanne, what is the best compliment you've ever received?
Oh, it's not even to do with L&D, but just, when you get told like you're a good mom, that's like the best. You like I don't think any of us can sit here and go like say that we're nailing it all the time and that we've always got the answers and stuff, but
Mhm.
if I get that, then I feel like okay, that's like validation for like the work.
Oh man, that's great. That is a good compliment. That is a really good compliment. Congratulations that you received that one. I'm sure there are a lot of people that have never.
Like it depends on the moment, right? Like
Knock on wood. That's great. So, Suzanne, thanks so much. It's been a pleasure talking to you. I'm so glad that you're part of the training, learning, and development community. Where can people connect with you online?
I mean, I've just started really on paying attention to my LinkedIn, but
Mhm.
yeah, I can like post my LinkedIn profile up here. That's probably the easiest way.
Yeah,
I don't really like to get into like the Facebook and
and the
the
social
the
media.
Facebook. Yeah, yeah. I'm on there, but yeah,
It's
I'm
not.
not on there paying attention.
Yeah, it's not as fun as it used to be for me. I miss the good old MySpace days. That's what I want to go back to.
Oh, MySpace was the jam, wasn't it? Before things got crazy with like, oh, let's sell you some things. Come join my Tupperware party. Like, no.
Yeah. Totally, totally. Okay, cool. Yeah, definitely put your LinkedIn profile link down at the bottom there. And yeah, so thank you so much for doing this. And hey, everybody, I want to mention something. I've only posted it like once or twice, but this Friday we're doing a holiday social. We're doing it from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Pacific time. That's probably out of your time range, though, Suzanne, right? I don't know whether
I mean, like 4 a.m. Maybe if I stay up the night before and
yeah, it's gonna be a party, but it's gonna be fun, you guys. So anybody out there, any of the listeners, this Friday it's a holiday social. It's mostly focused on networking. I have this platform that is really, really cool that I really want to share with the community, and it really is focused around a lot of networking, but also being able to plug in sessions here and there. So if you guys have time on Friday, join in. I have a couple crazy things happening. I have a magician that's going to show up, and then I might even, I don't know, play a song. But anyway, yeah, big deal. Suzanne, thanks again for doing this. Everybody, thank you for joining us. Tomorrow on, she's going to be talking about data science for like the rest of us, which I think is going to be very enjoyable. So check that out tomorrow. And with that, we'll see you guys later. Thanks again, Suzanne. It's great
thanks.
talking to you.
You too.
Bye bye.
Bye.